Today I'm going to give you the 9 steps that you will need to do after a seller accepts your offer, and we're starting now. I'm Lisa Salt with Vernon Salt Fowler, and today we're going to take you on a step-by-step tour of what are the 9 things that you need to know what comes next after a seller accepts your offer on their home. But before we do, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. On this channel, we give you the straight goods on Vernon and the whole Okanagan, our ultimate 4 seasons paradise. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days or just curious about the area that we call home, be sure to call, text, or email and just add salt. At the end of this video, I'm going to let you know how to download our free brochure called What to Do After the Seller Accepts Your Offer. So let's get right into it. Step number 1 is you'll need to get your deposit to your realtor within the time allotted in your contract. Now, it could be on acceptance, which means it's due right now. It could be within 24 hours or 48 hours of acceptance or whatever is in the contract, or it could even be on final subject removal date or within X number of days of subject removal date. You just need to know when your deposit is due, because once it's late, then your offer may no longer be valid. So you can pay your deposit by check, personal check normally works, bank draft, or you can do a direct deposit into the RE/MAX trust account. This is a very, very important, time-sensitive part of the process, so please make sure that you ask your realtor when your deposit is due and make sure that your funds are available at that time. Step number 2 is to start scheduling things like your home inspection. This is a time when you start doing the due diligence on the property that you're buying. And so if it's a house or a condo or whatever, then there's a good chance that there's a condition in your favor subject to you receiving and approving a professional home inspection. So of course that home inspection will need to be booked as soon as possible, especially with the home inspectors as busy as they are these days. The home inspection will allow you to have an independent third-party person check things like the roof or the chimney or the plumbing or the electrical, all those things actually. We always highly recommend that you hire a home inspector. They will at least do a detailed visual inspection of the property, and it may mean the difference between you buying the house or not. At least you'll know if there's any major issues up front, and then you'll have the opportunity to potentially make a different decision and maybe walk away and get your deposit back. We do have a number of inspectors that we could recommend to you. Step 3, do not buy anything on credit after you put in an offer on the house or after you get your pre-approval at the mortgage broker. That means like no new cars, no furniture that you're going to put on credit, no new appliances, all those sorts of things. Basically nothing that you have to finance. The reason is because it could cause your debt service ratio to be skewed enough that you will no longer be able to get your mortgage. The other thing is don't co-sign for anyone else's loan either, because even if you don't put in a cent, that affects your debt service ratio. You are technically responsible for that debt. Again, it could make the difference between you being able to buy that house or not, so be extremely careful. Step 4, this kind of relates to step number 3 as well, but don't buy anything for the house just yet. This is really important point too. You don't buy anything for the house that you can't return. Wait until you're certain that you're going to be buying the house, and preferably after your mortgage is advanced, so closing date. Because once again, it could mess up your mortgage pre-approval and the funding of that mortgage. Also, don't perform any large financial transactions. So you don't want to get in any more debt, but you also don't want to pay off a bunch of debt or make any huge deposits that can't be explained. Again, you don't want to mess with your financial picture and then have the lender wondering where this money suddenly came from, and it raises red flags for them. Step 5 is to satisfy the balance of your conditions. So depending on what all your subjects are on your offer, if it's subject to you getting legal or accounting advice, and you do in fact wish to get that legal or accounting advice, then now is the time to do that. It's also the time to do things like order a survey if you're worried about where the actual property lines are, or if you're buying a condo, you'll want to read through and analyze and obsess over all those condo documents that will be supplied to you. That'll give you the opportunity to ask any questions to the strata management company or to the seller or things like that. Oh, get your insurance binder. If you're within 30 days of closing, then you'll want to make sure that you get your insurance in place for the property as well. There's a lot to do, so you want to get on it. Step 6 is get your lender everything they asked for. Now this is a super important step and one that too often gets dragged on and then results in a request for an extension to financing. And we can't always get you a subject to financing extension, especially in the case if there's a backup offer in behind you, then it's a tough battle to get an extension and sometimes it's not even possible. So if you have a pre-approval in place, but it's subject to A, B, C, D, and E, we always advise that you satisfy A, B, C, D, and E prior to the offer process. For example, if you need verification of your employment, or if you need copies of your bank account, or whatever it happens to be, get that information to the lender now, to the mortgage broker, as soon as you possibly can. Don't wait, because it can cause delays, and again, we're not always guaranteed to be able to get an extension. Give the lender what they want as soon as is humanly possible. Now, step 7 is the waiting game. This is probably one of the toughest steps. The lender will likely need to order an appraisal, whether it's from an actual appraisal company or potentially through CMHC. There's nothing really for you to do at that point. All you can do is wait for the appraisal report to come back and hope that the appraisers aren't so busy that once again you have to ask for an extension. So now is the time for the bank to do their due diligence. Step number 8 is look around for a moving company. Make sure that you can get a moving company if you're hiring movers, or maybe you can start bribing your friends and arranging pizza, etc., etc. But you want to make sure that you can get a mover booked, especially right at the end of the month. It can be really, really tough. So I would be checking into that right away. Step number 9 is don't panic, take a deep breath. I know it can be super scary. This is a lot of money, but if you start to freak out, you know you can always call your realtor. We've done this thousands of times and we'll help you however we possibly can. We have probably seen the situation before, and we've talked more than one buyer off the ledge probably in the last week. Anyhow, congratulations on taking this step towards home ownership, and be sure to download our step-by-step guide of what to do after the seller accepts your offer. The link is below.